Welcome back to the Jay Douglas Show. Today we got Tony Britton. We're going to be talking about the perfect first 6 months in the real estate business. Today we got Tony Britton with us, who is an agent with our company, and it's exciting to have Tony today because I want to talk about the perfect first 6 months in this business. And I think out of a lot of the great people that could be in this video, Tony's a good one because his first day was January 1st. We're sitting at July 2nd, so we're 6 months into the year. And how many deals closed?
21.
21 deals closed in the first 6 months. That's huge, right? So Tony's gonna be doing most talking here, but I want a couple takeaways that we're gonna go for here is how did you choose the right, I don't even say company or team, but the right environment and training atmosphere and all those things. That's one thing. Two, how the heck did you get to 21 closed so far with a handful of pending moving forward too? And more looking back, maybe what do you know now that you wish you had known then? So people watching this show can really get some maybe good guidance or advice if they're starting in the business or maybe restarting in this business. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Cool. So first off, Tony, who are you? Tell the world. I think it's pretty cool.
Well, my name is Tony Britton. He gave that introduction. From Nashville, Tennessee, moved here 2012, job relocation for my wife. And so I followed her because I like the girl. And so I wanted to pursue some business aspects, taught for 11 years, had a lot of aspirations towards business, and went from full-time to part-time, and it gave me an opportunity to really see what real estate was about. And so I took my test, passed it, I was excited, and my teacher said, hey, you need to interview as many companies as possible because they all want you coming out of school. So that was true. I've never been really wanted that much. But that was true.
If you need an ego boost, get your real estate license and let all the companies beg for you, right? Isn't that hilarious?
Absolutely.
So just to recap this, moved from Nashville, used to be a school teacher, totally different industry, doesn't know anything about Chattanooga right out the gate. And you decided to get in the business. That's pretty cool.
All I know about Chattanooga is Chattanooga choo-choo. That's it.
Oh, that's what most people think. Okay, so tell me what was going through your head when you decided to interview the 5? Did you interview 5 companies?
I did.
Okay.
I interviewed 5 companies.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to kind of mix it up a little bit because I didn't want to go to the traditional big box brand names at first. So I started up boutique.
Why?
I just didn't want to be a follower of everybody's doing this. I wanted to find out for myself, and I wanted to be authentic that I'm choosing this, not everybody else choosing it for me.
Okay. That's interesting. Is Berkshire Hathaway big box in your mind?
It is, but I interviewed you guys last.
Okay, cool. All right. So what did you learn from interviewing all these people?
One, culture is so important because when you walk into that agency, one of the things I took away a lot of nuggets from my real estate teacher. You want to be able to bring your clients into an environment that you'll be proud of. And so that X'd out a couple of choices immediately.
Just aesthetically.
Aesthetically.
Okay,
yes,
interesting.
That's very important.
Cool. And then so there was culture, there was aesthetics, and then was there anything else? Not necessarily you're seeking for, because everyone's always seeking for certain things, but was there any ahas or things that you didn't expect to see, or anything that you learned from all of them or any of them?
I learned one thing right off the bat in terms of technology. That's something I learned about myself is I wanted to be a part of something that was organic and that was cutting edge, but still had that care for mentality with mentoring and training. And so those are kind of things that really I wanted meshed into one unit. Cool.
So let's jump into 21 in 6 months. When was your first closing? Was it in the first month, the second month? How quickly did you get your first closing?
It was in the second month. I had it under contract that first month, and so I actually closed that second month.
Okay, cool.
My first one. So like we kind of discussed with me being kind of part-time, I wasn't all in, and I know you had that hard deadline, and I realized that I was gonna really have to be full-time to really put something together, something special, to be all in and totally devoted to real estate.
So I want to dive a little deep into that because when Tony and I first met, it was actually fourth quarter of last year. and he told me that he was a school teacher, part-time. You're substituting because you went from full-time to part-time because you want to do the real estate thing.
Right.
And, we always have that spot where you got to kind of jump in the water, right? And so we had this agreement that he was going to be part-time for a really short period because he could show up to all the trainings and his schedule would be great and all this. But at January 1, it was going to be full-time. So you had like just basically the holidays to get a little jump start on learning. And that was awesome. But at the same time, did you have a weak moment?
Oh, man. Yeah, I had a coming to Jesus moment with the company, with my wife. Because, you want to have that confidence that you can jump from a traditional W-2 job into like an independent, you're your own business owner. And so those were some moments where I was like, I knew I had aspirations. I knew I could do it, but to actually be a part of it and actually doing it's two different things. So I think I made the right choice.
I think you did too. Okay, so you made the choice. So like, how did you do 21 houses? Like what's the ingredients to that concoction that like makes someone sell 21 houses that's not from here, that has no experience? Like, what was it?
Concoction, man. That's I guess from me, I never meet a stranger, and I think it's always important I never like silent moments. If I'm within this, like we're real close right now, but if I'm within like a foot or two, I'm going to say something. And I actually enjoy talking with people, learning about what they like, what they don't like. And me doing that, I had to do that because I had no sphere here. I didn't know many people here. And so by doing that consistently, getting, my people make fun of me, but I love 𝐓𝐡𝐢𝐧𝐤𝐢𝐧𝐠 bagel. I love the coffee, and I'll go there like every morning and start making friends, and everybody comes in there, and so everybody knows my name going in there. So just little things like that to help build. I call it kind of a self-made sphere.
Okay, so let's say the first ingredient is become the regular.
Yes.
And what I mean by that is like the most successful agents that I've seen, including Tony, they're the regular at so many restaurants, so many clubs, so many, like they're the person that's always there for the sporting event. Maybe it's the kids' sporting event, whatever it may be. Just be like consistency, become the regular, so you build those relationships, right?
Yes.
Okay, so the regular is the first ingredient. What else?
I mean, with the company emphasizes training. They emphasize really studying your craft. Just like being an educator, in order to teach your content, you can teach content all day, but there are different ways to teach that content to where students will actually enjoy what you're talking about. And so I'm selling a lesson to students, but I'm selling houses to people and really showing value how, hey, you need to look at it this way. There's so many trends, making it interesting, and also using social media, of course. We'll probably talk about that a little bit, but that was huge for me because I didn't have that sphere. But when I let everybody know what I was doing in the beginning, hey, this is me, it really helped to, hey, this is Tony the Realtor. So I thought it was important to really brand myself.
Yeah. So on training then, probably I guess the next ingredient, every company says they have training. And there's always good content. There's maybe better teachers. There's people to entertain. And, I'm sure we've had great trainings and there's been some that's like, you know what, it was okay, got a nugget out of it. But like, generally speaking, what about the training made you get to 21 houses in your first 6 months? Like, what were the push? Because this is for everybody, whether you're in Chattanooga or you're not in Chattanooga. Like, what do they need to be doing or looking for in that?
Well, in terms of training, like you said, a lot of people offer that, hey, we have training this, training that, but really honing in on the specific things that you can take away, I think is huge, because you can get a lot of tools and just be tools and not use them. But actually taking a couple of tools and like really hammering in on those specific tools and make it individualized, and also practicing the training. We talk about classroom practice and all that. It's important to practice and find some accountability. I don't care if you're on a team or if there's another agent, you need to have some accountability to really hold you to what you're getting trained on.
What does that look like for you?
Well, I have a mentor. I start off with a mentor, and we met twice a week. and we were going through the training process of learning contracts, things of that sort, and then it kind of developed until I was gaining my sphere. I started getting a couple of deals, but still, there's so much to learn about real estate. It's always evolving. I have to continue to keep in contact with that with the mentor to keep on developing.
Okay, so for how long?
I was with my mentor for about 6 months, I would say. Actually, it was 7 months. For 7 months.
Because you started with the part-time right before, right.
So part-time in the beginning.
Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, so what else? Like training, accountability, and mentorship. What's the next ingredient? The being the regular. What else?
Being hungry.
Being hungry. Okay, cool.
Les Brown said, you got to be hungry. Right. But it's not cliche, but I really had a passion for really changing my life. I was tired of just making this much based on my time. I wanted to be based on my efforts. I knew I was going to put in the time and the effort, but to get compensated based on that, when you start putting those deals together, it's like when the momentum comes, you don't want to get off that momentum. And so really having that why you're doing this. Money is good, but what the money can do is better. And so I had that in the beginning. Important to put those goals together, and really, as you're hitting those goals, it's intoxicating. And you just want to keep on keeping on.
That's awesome. So like, I want to brag on Tony here for a second, because Tony's a pretty humble guy. But like, to have 21 deals in such a short period of time is pretty amazing. And it is like, it's not just the training, it's not just everything, all the stuff we just talked about. It's also like his why is really important, his vision is really important, his goals are really clear, but he also is committed to working like a lot right now, right? We're now starting to have the conversations of like, all right, when are you going to go on vacation, right? Because we've had that breakthrough moment, and you're going to keep pushing. So maybe like for anybody that's watching this, like, what's the future, the vision of Tony? Like, where do you see opportunity for you from the company that you're at, from the team that you're with, from your opportunities, like as far ahead as you can think? I want you to think big for a second.
You know, you challenged me on this, and well, obviously I want to be a major producer, but because of the educational background I have, I see myself as an eventual mentor to others. I don't think I want that responsibility, but I like helping people. So, and when you help people, it just comes back to you. I want to be the number one producer. Like, I'm very competitive. I'm humble, but at the same time, I'm very competitive. I don't like to brag about a lot of things, but I do think as whatever company you're with, you need to be the best. And you do kind of, it's bad to compare, but you need some type of benchmark to look at to kind of give you that drive.
Cool, awesome. Well, I hope if you're watching this, like, you get a little inspiration. You know, think of all the different things that Tony's gone through here. He's talked about working hard. He's talked about becoming the regular. He's talked about the training piece, the mentorship, the accountability. There's so much more Tony has to give. I would recommend, like, reach out to this man, whether you're a potential buyer or seller out there, an investor, or you're thinking about getting in the business, or you're thinking about maybe making a move or challenging where you're at right now. This guy has a lot of value to offer, and I'm glad that you're with us. So thanks for being here, Tony. Cool. All right, guys. Definitely. So, anyways, next J. Douglas show, make sure to check us out, because we're going to have some more fun, maybe some more guests. Thanks for watching. If you want to get a hold of him, how do we get a hold of you, Tony?
Call me, 423-876-9876, or just hop on any of my social media platforms. I'll be glad to interact with you.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. Hey guys, Doug Edrington here, CEO of Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, J. Douglas Properties in Chattanooga, Tennessee. If you were thinking about getting in this business right now, I want to communicate with you. I want to get a conversation going. Also, maybe you're already in the business and you're like, man, I'm tired of trying to figure this out on my own. I'm here for you. I want to help. I'm looking for people to grow this business to the next level, and it's going to take people just like you who like this kind of stuff. So do me a favor, click on the link and let me know what you want to talk about. We'll have a conversation, connect right away.